Throughout this war, there have been reports of Ukrainian children being taken by Russians. We'd come to an orphanage outside Kherson to investigate. Its director, Volodymyr, is one of this war's heroes, unnoticed till now. When Russia took the area, he told me, he knew what he had to do.
We saw Russian propagandists saying that they need to take the orphans, to give them to military schools, indoctrinate them and let them fight for Russia. It was the scariest thing, so we started hiding children because we understood they would take them.
The children here were among the most vulnerable, orphans or in care. And Volodymyr's fears were, it turns out, well-founded. Exclusive CCTV footage obtained by Sky News captures the chilling moment the Russians arrived to find the children. Agents with Russia's secret police, the FSB, leading soldiers with rifles through a building that should be a place of sanctuary.
They confiscated all the children's files because they couldn't figure out where the children were. So they took files, they took computers, they took away the CCTV system because they wanted to know where the children had gone.
They'd gone because the community had hidden them. The entire village rallied together to protect the children, agreeing to take them in, 2 or 3 per family. It was a remarkable act of courage. Had any of them been exposed to the Russians by collaborators, they could have been arrested or shot. But the Russians also sent 15 Ukrainian orphans from elsewhere for the orphanage to look after. As their videos show, staff took them in and treated them as their own. When Russian forces finally retreated from the region, they came and took all 15 children with them. Teacher Oksana showed us the bags of their belongings they're keeping in case they ever return.
Їх от посадили в ці машини, військові машини були, і легкові якісь такі військові машини.
They were put in these military vehicles and taken away, soldiers with machine guns, so of course the children were scared and didn't know where they were being taken.
Були налякані і не знали, куди їх везуть.
They weren't the only ones. We went to investigate claims Russians took much younger children from this orphanage in central Kherson.
When the children were taken out, Russian armoured personnel carriers were all around the perimeter and soldiers, so no one would film.
Natalia, who lives next door, says she watched children as young as 3, 4 and 5 being taken away by the Russian military.
Of course I'm worried about them. They're small children. They're just abandoned children. We do not know where they are, what happened to them, or where they were taken.
Ukrainian authorities say Russians took 48 orphans aged 3 to 5 from here. They say 13,000 children have been deported or abducted by Russia during the war. Only some have made it back. Among them 14-year-old Vlad, who says Russians tried to indoctrinate the Ukrainian children they'd taken.
They said Ukrainians were Nazis. They said Kherson is Russian, that Crimea is Russian. I started to be a little afraid because I wanted to go home and I didn't want to stay there.
Vlad is back, but home is a city under regular Russian shelling. Volodymyr and his village saved 52 children, they say, from the clutches of the Russians, but not the other 15 orphans taken by them. The abduction of children is a grave violation of the rules of war. Ukrainian officials say 97 orphans were taken by the Russians from the Kherson region alone.